Test 7. Questions 1 to 3 refer to the following conversation.
Good afternoon. Is Dr. Mistrevous in at the moment?
No, I'm sorry, she's not. Can I help you schedule an appointment?
No, I was just hoping to return her badge. I found it outside on the street and thought she might like to have it back. Can I leave it with you?
Certainly, she'll be happy to have it back. Thank you very much.
Number 1. Where is this conversation taking place? Number 2. What did the man find? Number 3. Who most likely is the woman in the conversation? Questions 4 to 6 refer to the following conversation.
Hey Carla, I'm trying to raise money for a program I started. It helps poor people get medical checkups free of charge.
That's wonderful, Adam. I'd love to donate money, but I'm honestly broke. I do have some free time, though, if you need a volunteer.
That'll be great. It'll be a big help. Can you think of anybody else I can ask for a donation?
I think you could ask Warren for a donation. He's really rich.
Actually, I asked him already. He said that he wasn't sympathetic to the cause.
Let's ask him again. I'll talk to him this time.
Number 4. What does the man want to help people do? Number 5. What does the woman offer to the man? Number 6. What will happen after this conversation? Questions 7 to 9 refer to the following conversation.
Miss Wanamaker, I've completed my inspection of your restaurant. Truth be known, you have a number of sanitation issues here.
Oh, I can't believe it. Do you mean that I'm violating some health codes?
Yes, there are violations. For example, I see mold on the refrigerator door. It could lead to food safety issues.
Does this mean I have to close down the restaurant? I'll do whatever it takes to keep it open.
Within 1 week, you'll receive a written list of improvements that you need to be in compliance with. I'll be back here in 2 months to see if you are.
This is so embarrassing, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. I promise to get everything taken care of.
Number 7. What was the purpose of checking the restaurant? Number 8. When will the inspector return? Number 9. What will the woman most likely do? Questions 10 to 12 refer to the following speech.
Everyone should know that you are all welcome here at the treatment facility. When you come here, you'll always find a companion to spend time with you. It's okay if you come here to talk or if you just want to spend time here and say nothing at all. I think you will see that this is a great place to decompress. Just like you, I shut down from time to time, but this facility has helped me manage that better. When I'm here, I am reminded that my stress is a paper tiger. Now, I'd like everybody to close their eyes and we'll begin a meditation.
Number 10. What does the speaker say everyone can find at the facility? Number 11. What does the speaker mean when he says, "This is a great place to decompress"? Number 12. How does the speaker view his stress when he is at the facility? Questions 13 to 15 refer to the following speech.
Mr. Prower, I've discovered the cause of your cat's ailments. There's a blockage in her stomach, and the blockage is a tumor. Because of the tumor, the fluid called bile isn't able to reach her intestines. She needs that bile to digest food and get proper nutrition. My best guess is that your cat developed the tumor as a reaction to consuming dairy products. It is a benign tumor, but we should remove it as soon as we can. I can perform the surgery this afternoon. Afterward, your cat should appear more energetic within 1 or 2 days, and the yellowness in her eyes should clear up.
Number 13. Who most likely is the speaker? Number 14. What is the problem with the bile? Number 15. What is true of this tumor? Questions 16 to 20 refer to the following news report.
Inside the Palace of Memory.
You ever wonder how good your memory really is? How much do you worry about losing your memory? A lot of people are concerned about this. What can you do about it? This is Vital Signs. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta. We're at the historic Swan House, which is also the perfect memory palace, as you're about to learn. We're going to start with someone who arguably has a super memory. He wasn't always this way, so how did he do it, and what can we all learn from him?
Memories for facts and events are centered in our hippocampus, deep in our brain. When your brain makes a memory, neurons form new connections in the cerebral cortex. To recall the memory, those neurons reactivate. A study published last year calculated that the brain can hold 10 times more memories than we first thought, storage equivalent to the entire World Wide Web. Researchers caution that memory training has not been proven to prevent or slow the effects of old age or dementia. For Nelson, who watches grandmother suffer from Alzheimer's, flexing the brain like a muscle every day, though, is comforting. Here's how he does it. To memorize things like names and faces, decks of cards, or random digits, Nelson uses a technique known as the memory or mind palace, a practice of visualization that dates back to the ancient Greeks and Romans. Most memory athletes do use this technique. Visualize a place you know well, like your dining room. As you walk through it in your mind, you place images there associated with what you're trying to remember. Then, when you revisit that place by visualizing again, the associations, and therefore the memories, should be there. Alex Mullen has burst onto the memory scene over the last few years. He's also a firm believer that these memory techniques aren't just for show, but can help change the way we learn.
I felt like I didn't really have a very good memory. I was doing things in school and forgetting things and getting frustrated, and so I picked up this book called Moonwalking with Einstein by Joshua Foer that talks about memory competitions and memory techniques, and that's really what hooked me. I started to practice memorizing kind of silly things like numbers and decks of cards, and it kind of just hooked me. I mean, it's hard to describe, but it became like an obsession for me.
He's a world record holder in speed cards, memorizing a shuffled deck of 52 cards in under 17 seconds.
All right, I'm going to set, usually you get 5 minutes to recall the deck, so I'll just start that. All right, so we're going to flip these cards over and see if the 2 decks match. This next one's... okay. All right, that's a good sign.
Woo! That's awesome!
He nailed it in under 15 seconds. How? Each pair of cards represents a sound. He translates that sound into a word and then places it mentally into a memory palace. You're probably looking at this, I know I am, and thinking, there's no way I could do that. But memory athletes like Alex and Nelson have always said there's nothing special about their brains or their memories, that anyone can do this. And now science is on their side. In the Netherlands, Boris Conrad sits down with a deck of cards and memorizes them. He's a top-ranked memory athlete. He's also a neuroscientist.
We all want to have a healthy brain through all of our lives, and that other fields of neuroscientific research show us a memory that's used is a memory that stays. If you don't challenge your own brain, if you don't challenge your own memory, the risk to get dementia or other diseases also increases.
Boris works at the Donders Institute in the Netherlands with a fellow neuroscientist, Martin Dressler. Their latest study? To understand the brains of memory athletes.
So we were interested in what makes a memory athlete on the neurobiological level. So we do know that they use certain strategies, but we didn't know what happens in their brains.
The study enrolled 23 top-ranked memory athletes, including Boris. He helped design a regimen for the participants to train like the athletes do for 30 minutes a day for 6 weeks. There was also a control group. The brains of all 3 groups were then examined through a series of MRIs.
You can do a lot of different things, and what we first is we looked at their brain structure, and we could see that by size, the brain and even the size of different brain regions did not differ to a control group. So then we looked at activation during tasks, so which part of the brain gets more active when you use such a memory technique.
And we were surprised to see that their brain structure actually doesn't differ that much from normal people. So there isn't any single structure, any single connection that really stuck out.
The researchers found that over the course of 6 weeks, the brains of the newcomers to memory training began to resemble the memory athletes. Meaning, this may not be a special talent that we're born with, but one that we can train our brains to do.
Number 16. What is the main topic of this report? Number 17. According to the reporter, what is the brain's storage capacity comparable to? Number 18. Listen to the audio. Why does the speaker mention a dining room?
For Nelson, who watches grandmother suffer from Alzheimer's, flexing the brain like a muscle every day, though, is comforting. Here's how he does it. To memorize things like names and faces, decks of cards, or random digits, Nelson uses a technique known as the memory or mind palace, a practice of visualization that dates back to the ancient Greeks and Romans. Most memory athletes do use this technique. Visualize a place you know well, like your dining room. As you walk through it in your mind, you place images there, associated with what you're trying to remember. Then, when you revisit that place by visualizing again, the associations, and therefore the memories, should be there. Alex Mullen has burst onto the memory scene over the last few years. He's also a firm believer that these memory techniques aren't just for show, but can help change the way we learn.
Number 19. How did memory athlete Alex Mullen first learn about memory competitions? Number 20. What is the opinion of the researchers in the report?